Hey, vinyl community, Jeff back again. What's new? What's in the mail? What has Jeff got recently? I was waiting for this to come before I did this next video, but I decided to go ahead and do it because it just came in actually now. So a couple videos ago, I showed the No Life Till Metal did 3 albums at one time, pre-orders. And I showed them before Avenger of Blood and Reptilian. So these came out, and then there was a CD of the Primal because the vinyl had been held up, and the vinyl came in. So, you know what, about a week or so later, 2 weeks. So I showed the CD. This is the second Primal album. Got Glenn Rogers on guitars. It's got some really thrashy moments, even though Glenn and some of the other people may have been involved in thrash. It's not a thrash album. Not a thrash album vocally or whatever, but the guitars definitely have that, you know, as I've been listening to this more and more, it's got that, just that really nice, tight guitar sound. It's on black. Again, Scott Waters' No Life Till Metal label, custom centering, great stuff. I'm sure it's got an insert. I didn't even pull that out yet. So we got the band, and we got the story and the lyrics and everything there. So yes, so now the 3 albums that are all, they were put out as kind of at the same time, they have all arrived, and we now have the Primal on vinyl. I have been spinning the CD a few times since I got it, and it is great stuff. So that came in today. The other day I got this. This is Bride Eyes Wide Open. This is a EP that Bride released in preparation for their full album. So what do we got here? We have 2 songs that are going to be in the new album. We have 2 songs that are exclusive to this EP, not going to be on the new album. And then we got 2 songs, one from each of a previous album to just give you a taste of some of their past stuff. You got Demon Seed from Here Is Your God and Famous When I'm Dead from Snake Eyes from 2018. So it's a neat little thing because you've got 2 songs on here that are not going to be anywhere else. Neat little compilation of that, but then you get a sample of the 2 new songs from the new album, which will be coming out in the next, I don't know, next few months or so. I forget the exact release date. So that came in. The other thing that came in a week or so ago are 2 more installments in the reissue of the Disciple catalog on vinyl. This might sting a little. One of their earlier albums, I think from the 90s. I'm not going to try to get all the years in here because it's become a blur, but from the 90s, it's on a yellow translucent. And it's got the same typical treatment that all of the great stuff. This is on Girder Music, and they do a fantastic job with their reissues. And these are none the different. They are as excellent as before. This is one of my favorite albums. It is just so heavy. The band has fluctuated in sound over their career, and as they've gotten a little more popular, you find some more radio hits. Think they are going to be falling into the category. People classify them as all kinds of stuff. I just call it metal, but it's obviously, since it's 90s and later, 2000, it's been, you know, they've been around for quite a while. New metal, that's even a tough, you know, alt metal, so many things. But they tinker with different sounds. To me, they were always just kind of a melodic thrash type band because they were just kind of pretty heavy. But I'm sure there's some technical term that I am, as an old guy, missing out on what you want to call this new music. But have loved it since the early days. This has been one of my favorite albums. Just some great stuff. It's brutal, in your face, yet, you know, melodic. Very, very killer. And like I say, over the years, they've you know, you hear some stuff on the radio and like, wow, they really sell out. But that's just one of the radio songs, you know. And I know bands do that. You have to get something to get some radio hits. But you play the rest of the album, and it's like, wow, this is not radio-friendly stuff. The other one that came out was Back Again. This is a later album. And again, I admit, this is on red. When I remembered this one in my mind, I kept thinking this is one of those, you know, lighter music albums, because they kind of go through these phases of different sounds. But then I put it on and I said, oh, I was wrong. This is in your face. It's pretty heavy for a later album. So yeah, you need to check this stuff out. It's not, you know, none of their stuff is really super light, but like I said, they've changed sounds over the years, and at some points have a slightly more palatable flavor of of metal, but I was mistaken on trying to remember that one. And those joined the 5 that came out before. Scars Remain. This is one of the ones, I think, when they started kind of going a little more commercial. The self-titled Disciple album, definitely, again, but they still have heavy stuff. But this is when they were changing sounds a little. One of my favorites is Southern Hospitality. I think they came together as a 5-piece for the first time. They used to just be this brutal 3-piece band, and then they've taken with members. But this 5-piece, it was like a full-sounding album, great stuff. Enough commerciality, enough heaviness to just be one of my favorite albums. Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. This is one of the ones that they had some song or two on the radio, I believe. That my wife's like, that's a new song by them. Sounds really good. And then I bought the album, put it in the car. She goes, they're really still heavy. So, yeah. And then Oh God Save Us All. Again, one of the later ones also. So Girder has released these 5, and now we add 2 more to it. We're getting close to getting most of them. There's still a handful of them that need to be coming out. And, hopefully we'll continue to see these as those go. And but check them out. Absolutely one of the great bands. And they're still doing stuff. Their most recent album. Again, people look at their most recent album and say, wow, they've got like a little light song. But you go in and listen to like Panic Room and stuff. It's a killer album, I think. I don't care if a band tweaks their sound a little bit here and there. They got some heavy moments on there, and I like the variety. That's it for this one, though. That's what's new. I'll be back. Rock on and rock hard.